Today, we are going to talk about the ecological systems theory. The ecological systems theory, developed by Urie Bronfenbrenner, is an integrated multidimensional approach that involves four levels of systems in a person's environment. These four systems are the micro, the meso, the exo, and the macro. The microsystem entails the people or groups that have immediate relationships with an individual on a day-to-day basis, such as family, friends, peers, co-workers, and teachers. The mesosystem involves the interactions between two microsettings that can directly affect the individual and their development. The exosystem involves circumstances or environmental factors that affect the individual, but the individual is not directly involved with them. Some of these examples include media, policy and laws, and social welfare services. The macrosystem is the larger cultural context in which the individual lives within. These include culture, social norms, and politics. Bronfenbrenner's theory examines the relationships between these levels and how each level influences the individual's life and their behavior. Let's use an example to examine how all these systems interact with each other and affect Mark's life, our fictional character. Mark is a 32-year-old Hispanic male and a successful businessman. Mark is married to Linda. Linda is a 30-year-old Caucasian woman who works as a social worker at their local hospital. Mark and Linda have a 6-year-old daughter named Anita. Anita attends a private school. 2 years ago, Mark was awarded a senior vice president position at his place of work. Mark's increase in salary placed the Doe family at the upper socio-economic class. As a result of the coronavirus pandemic that began in 2020, the world shut down economic activity, which led to a stock market crash. Millions of Americans lost their jobs and were left unemployed. This included Mark, who was laid off from his job. Mark and Linda started to fall behind on their mortgage payments. They went to the bank to see if they could borrow a loan. But because the Doe family was now living on a one-person income, the loan was not approved. Because of circumstances out of Mark's control, Mark was pressured to apply for welfare benefits at the Department of Economic Security to temporarily assist his wife take care of their household. The Doe family had never been in this situation like this before. Linda could not afford Anita's private school, so Anita had to transfer to public school. All these sudden changes in their environment increased stress and created tension between family members. Because Mark grew up in a traditional Hispanic household, where he was taught that the men are the breadwinners and the head of household, Mark's situation challenged his cultural values. This began to affect them physically and mentally. Mark's doctor referred him to a counselor. With the help of the counselor, Mark was able to identify his feelings and thoughts and how his current situation affected his ecological system. This allowed to change Mark's perspectives and increase his confidence levels. With the help and support from his family, friends, and counselor, Mark was back to himself in no time. Once quarantine was over, Mark was able to land another job at a different company. I hope that Mark's story provided you with a good example of how all systems in a person's life influence, affect each other, and can change the way a person thinks and behaves. When an individual ecological system has been affected, it is very important that a person reaches out to their support network. A support network refers to the people in your life that help you achieve your personal and professional goals. In Mark's example, his support network included his family, his friends, and service provider.